Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the beautiful people who are watching us right now on LinkedIn. Welcome to episode number 15 for Unleash with Ahmed Khaled. I'm so curious right now to know where you're from, and as usual, I'm asking you, can you please let us know the country and the city that you're tuning in from in the comment right now? In case if it's the first time that you are tuning in for this live, then let me tell you the mission of Unleash. Our mission is uplifting the human greatness to its utmost potential because we believe that one word, one story, one conversation can transform many souls to the better, and they will never be the same again. And today, I would say that we have a very special topic and a special guest. And this topic can literally change your life by the meaning. A topic that everyone should focus in, I say it from real background and real, I would say, experience, which is how to go from nothing to everything. Every one of us has a real story to be told, what is important, I would say, how you're telling it. Every one of us has a real identity. Every one of us has a capacity of influence, a capacity of impact, even a capacity to impact others. But the aim is how you will be able to leverage your influence and impacting other souls around you. That's why today we have a special guest who will take us through this great journey on how to go from nothing to everything. Our guest today is a cancer survivor at stage 4. She built an empire of 1 million followers in 2.5 years only, with almost 350 millions content view. She's the founder of Growth Academy. She helps founders and entrepreneurs to build more visibility on LinkedIn by creating an engaging content that helps their business profitability. So, may I ask you to welcome with me Shanae More. Great to see you, Shanae.
Great to see you all too. Thank you so
Welcome
much
to
for
the
the invitation.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Shanae. Shanae, I would like to thank you for being here today. I know that you're very busy in the coming hours at all your busy time. So one thing that it's in my mind, I know that every one of us has an own story, and I'm so curious, and I know that you have a very unique story. So can you tell us, please, about your amazing story for our audience to understand where you came from, and what about your business, how we build all of this?
Yeah, so I mean, my LinkedIn kind of part of the story, which is probably the most relevant right now. It really started when in like mid 2018, Liv got sick. She went into the hospital, and I was put in a position where basically I quit that job and I wanted to be able to make money writing from home and
Mhm.
like freelance writing, copywriting. And when I was searching how to do that online, someone had mentioned LinkedIn, and so I got on LinkedIn. And in the beginning I was just getting like a little freelance writing clients here and there. I wasn't even creating content yet. And then December of 2018 I started creating content, and the shift was pretty big. So I went from always having to cold call or cold message people on LinkedIn because I had no real visibility or positioning. I just had, a somewhat optimized profile, to when I started creating video content, I noticed that people were reaching out to me instead. So it went from having to rely on outbound to make money to then seeing like the shift of people trusting me enough to then message me about what I do. And then when I got on the phone with people that were coming in inbound, with prospects coming in inbound, I realized that they were much quicker to say yes, right? They just had a few clarifying questions. It didn't require, a week or two of follow up to close a deal. The deal was closed within 72 hours. And I just was like, wow, this is working. And then, I got my first kind of bigger retainer client at the time. And if content hadn't really made those results, I wouldn't have doubled down. But that's why I got so into it, because I saw the results in my business, even from very, very early on.
Great. So I know that influence is not something easy, and building following it's not something easy. I'm so curious also to understand how you were able in 2.5 years just to build this empire of following 1 million follower. So can you tell us what are the techniques that you use and what are the system I would say thinking unique? I believe that you have something unique. That's why people they come. So tell us about your experience on that.
Yeah, I'm someone that follows results. And so if I post for a week straight and there's two or three posts that do better than the other posts, I'm going to look at those posts and ask myself, okay, why did this video do better than that video? Why did this post do better than that post? And that's really what I think that I've done a little bit differently than some other people, is actually just follow the numbers. And I've created what my following wants rather than just what I want. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm here to serve my community. It's not just what I feel. I can't create a video, post it, and then see that it gets 5 likes and then, tell everyone that it's an amazing video, it's so valuable, it's so engaging. But that's not what the numbers tell me. The numbers tell me that maybe I didn't deliver the first 6 seconds as well as I should have. Maybe it's not as clearly communicated as I think it is. Maybe it's just not useful to the people that follow me, or maybe I'm really boring. There's a million things. So for me, I just would follow what worked and then double down on what was working. And on top of that, I had differentiation. A lot of people, they may post every single day, but they don't post videos every day, right?
Mm.
And so I allow my audience to experience who I am through video, through audio, and then through written, posts, and then through images. It's not just through one medium. I think that that matters as well to compound trust. And then I think that I've just been a lot more consistent than other people. So I think that those are like the three differentiating factors to how I've been able to grow at the rate at which I've been able to grow.
I know that feeling, Shanae, at the beginning, because people, I want to stress on that for people that they're watching us right now. At the beginning, I believe it's very hard because people they will think that when I post something, that I will have a massive engagement, I will have an empire of following. It doesn't come like that. That's why I believe that it's all. I like what you said. It's all about consistency, and you should have a consistent message. Because I tell you also from an experience, I I love to write about everything, but at the end of the day, what is my vision? What is my mission? Where I want to go? Because this will dilute your personal brand and branding on the social media itself. So you consider yourself as a brand, because if people they don't understand what you're doing and what you're aiming for, it will dilute your message, and people they will love what you're doing, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense. That's why
Right.
I will come to the second question, which is the personal brand. How you were able to build a real personal brand. That I love what you said, that it's every personal brand has a story. So
Hmm.
how you crafted your story? I believe there is something unique about your story. So can you tell me your experience on that?
I was just, I guess I share enough, but I don't get, it's a balance of vulnerability. You have to understand that vulnerability is powerful, but you don't want to position yourself as a victim of whatever adversity that you've had to overcome. So I think for me, what I didn't even realize I was building a personal brand. Like, I didn't get on LinkedIn with the intention of building a personal brand. I was looking to grow my business, and I realized that, like, sharing videos and the content was accelerating that. I didn't know, like, I had no idea where it would go. I definitely didn't envision it would even get to this level. But I think it was just the fact that I wasn't necessarily prepping for the camera. I was just sharing like my experiences, and through that, I think people got to know me. I also, I wasn't afraid to, like, one day I'm in a blazer in a networking event or in a meeting, and the next day I'm at the gym, but that's just because that's who I am, right? And so I really kind of just shared with the audience who I really was, and through that I think you build a personal brand. I think that personal branding exercises are great and all of those things, but none of it really matters without taking action and without building an emotional connection with the people that follow you. And the fastest way, I won't say the only way, but the fastest way to accelerate that emotional connection is to show up on video every single day. And the only thing that tops on demand video is live video every single day. And if the more you engage with people, the more they get to know you, the more they see you in different environments. I mean, that is your personal brand. Your personal brand has a lot less to do with you and a lot more to do with how you make people feel when they think of you. And, that's really it. And going back to the consistency, I want people to understand I consistently posted for 9 months and I only had like
Oh,
30,000 followers. At
oh,
my at my 1 year mark, I think I had just made 100,000 followers. So
oh.
it's not like I went from zero to a million. Like I did, but that's just because of there was a tipping point of acceleration. I mean, for 9 months, for 30,000 followers, that's not that much. But I just kept going when a lot of people would get frustrated and slow down.
Yeah, I think this is one of the things that um, could stop you from doing it. And I believe that every one who is creating a content in that, whether it's social media, LinkedIn, or outside LinkedIn, is facing oppositions. How
Right.
you're dealing, how you're dealing with oppositions. I believe that I would like to hear some stories about oppositions once you started and how you're dealing with your oppositions.
Like in business.
Yeah, even with you, I believe that when you create a content, I believe that not everyone will like everything, and
Oh,
you have
like
some
haters
opposition.
you're talking about? Oh yeah.
The haters, yes, and the haters. How you're
Um,
dealing
I don't really deal with that. I just ignore it. Like I'll delete a comment. I'll block somebody. I don't get into the back and forth because I don't have time for it. Right. Like my focus for me, my priority is to serve the people that I can serve. And if I try to, just if I get rolled into that whole back and forth thing, that's going to take like an hour of my day that I don't have, that I just gave to somebody that I don't even know existed until now, right? And every it's easy to critique people, and you'll find that the biggest haters, it's like when somebody watches like Ronaldo or something, and they're like, oh, he should have done this, he should have done that, but they're like on the sofa drinking soda and they're 80 pounds overweight. And it's easy to criticize and say what he should have done, but they're not doing it. So at the end of the day, that's how I feel about that. Is
with?
I don't even entertain it, to be honest. I just keep going.
Yeah, I like what you said. It's just ignoring, because I believe that when you connect with these people, it will drain your energy. And
Yeah.
I think you don't have time of that. That's why oppositions will be everywhere once you are just at the beginning of your greatness or just moving to your greatness. People will not like you. Some people, they will
Oh
not
yeah.
like what you're doing. So you have to be fortified and fortify your mind from that. That's why. So one thing also came into my mind. I believe that you spoke a lot in about the comfort zone, and I think that most people, they live as the kingdom in their comfort zone. So,
Yeah.
wh- for based on your clients, entrepreneurs or founders that you have, I believe that they come to you because they're in their comfort zone and they need your help. How you're
Yeah.
helping them at this point? Because I know that feeling.
Oh yeah, it's funny. Some of my clients yesterday told me that I should make a shirt that said Shanae made me do it, because like I push them out of their comfort zone, and but then they get results and stuff. You know, you to get new results, you need to do new things, and your comfort zone is the exact opposite of new experience, new skills, new people, trying new things. And it's a liar. It tells you that you're safe, but you're shrinking, because there's only two things that you could be doing. You could be growing, accelerating, or you could be essentially doing nothing, which is a decision in and of itself. But that doesn't mean that you're going to stay in the same place if you do nothing. In fact, it puts you at more risk, because while you're doing nothing, your competitors may be doing something, right? And you can't control that. You can only control yourself. So your comfort zone will keep you broke. Your comfort zone will keep you invisible. Your comfort zone will keep you completely caged. And so the first thing that I tell people is you need to get around new people that dream bigger and take more action than yourself. That's why Growth Academy is so valuable, because you get around people that make more money, dream bigger, take more action. And when you are part of a community that wakes up every single day and does their best, whether that's, physically, mentally, emotionally, in their business, writing down their goals, posting on social media, you're just more, you have a higher chance of doing the same and becoming more like them. And so getting out of your comfort zone for me is getting around successful people as fast as possible, because you'll just naturally start to think different. And that's what I would say.
I love what you said, because the power of associations, I believe many people they underestimate this. And if you
Oh, yeah.
surround yourself by with the people that they can take you and lift you up, this is the game. Because if you are surrounded, I love what one of my friends he told me that you are the average of the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And
Uh-huh.
if you ask many people about their friends and their siblings, everyone they will tell you, "No, I don't like them." So, guys, if you are not like you are the average of them. So, if
Yeah.
you are surround yourself, if you're surrounding yourself with the broken people, you have to get yourself out of this. I would say small circle and go for a bigger circle. And I love what you said. Also, it's about community. How you build a real community where they will
Right.
can leverage you up. So coming back to the next question in my mind, Shanae, is it possible to build an online business as a solo entrepreneur on LinkedIn? And if yes, what is your view on that?
Yeah, of course it's possible. It's more possible than ever. So a lot of people say that, it's hard to start an online business, or it's hard to become a millionaire or whatever. Well, again, I like to look at the facts and not necessarily what people are saying. So there's actually more millionaires than ever before, and there were more millionaires made in 2020 than the previous years. And so, is it really the hardest thing to do? No, it's all about people. It's like when before we went live, when you mentioned how I did a video on you don't need money to make money. It's true. You don't need money to make money. You need people. You need one offer and one person to say yes. You don't need a million followers to build $1 million business. You need people. You need people to understand what you do and to see what you do is valuable. And for me, the most valuable platform there is online right now to reach people that are well intentioned and that want to do business and that have a higher than average income compared to platforms like Instagram is LinkedIn. So the thing is that people have the tool, they just don't know how to necessarily use that tool, or they may know, but they're just not taking action to use it. And then that really comes down to them being, stuck in their comfort zone or self sabotaging or whatever. But yes,
Yeah.
it can be easily done.
So, what's your view on different platforms? Why you choose LinkedIn over Instagram or Facebook or another platform? What's your view on that? Because you grow so massively, and I believe even organically. Most people on another, I would say, like Instagram and Facebook, there are some promotions that you can go non-organically, and it will be
Right.
faster. So, what's your view? Why you choose LinkedIn specifically? Than Instagram or Facebook or whatever other platform in social media.
Yeah. So again, this it comes down to just measuring for me, where I never understood Instagram too well. I didn't really like the culture of it, although now I'm using it a little bit more, but only because of Clubhouse. So I didn't. I never got results from Instagram or Facebook. I initially did get a few results from LinkedIn even before I started posting content, and then when I started posting content, it was just like wildfire. So for me, it's like you have to look at, let's say, the top 3 social media platforms that you're spending time on,
Mm,
because some people have built 10 million or $100 million businesses, and they've mainly leveraged Facebook. So Facebook could be the answer for them. But for
mm,
me, the platform that I was getting the most traction with from a very early, comparison was LinkedIn. And so I doubled down on LinkedIn. If you're spending, like somebody in Clubhouse the other day came into one of my rooms, she's spending 21 hours a week on Clubhouse since
mm.
January and has
Oh,
only gotten one client. Then why are you on Clubhouse? Right? You could spend 21 hours a week on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram combined and probably get 5 clients in a week. And so you really have to look at, with social media, how much time are you dedicating to a platform, and is it delivering any results? And when I'm talking about results, it's, yeah, the views, the likes, the followers are great, but you need to be collecting emails, building your email list. You need to be monetizing on the back end. So whether you're building your email list or selling your product in the DMs, whatever, you need to be able to track what platforms are profitable for you, and the ones that aren't, you need to drop. Period.
yeah. I like what you said, and I just read. If you know Alan Depp, he's just the author of One Page Marketing Plan, and he
Uh-huh.
said something that I like what you said even about that. It's about the emailing list, because
Yeah.
uh, social media, it's something good that you can build your personal brand on it. But at the end of the day, think about it from another perspective, that it's you are not owning the land, you're just
Correct.
renting the land, and you will be always the slave of the algorithm all the time. So
Hmm.
if you don't build your marketing assets in terms of direct emails, because if you start to have an emailing list, most probably whatever the techniques that you're using it in the marketing, people that they come and give you their emails, they're somehow their prospects. I would say maybe
Hmm.
they're not leads, but you nurture them at the end of the day, because they take a hard call to action. They come and give you these things. So one of the things that I like what you said, it's all about how you can own your assets, not just rent your assets, which is the email marketing. That's why we'll come back into another question in my mind, Shanae, the content marketing. I would say, from video marketing, from I would say posting articles and LinkedIn Live. What
Hmm.
is your view on that point, and what do you prefer for our audience if they want to grow their influence and following on LinkedIn?
Yeah. So, I mean, you need to do what's best for your audience, and you need to also audit, where is your strength? So, some people, they come to Growth Academy and they're not comfortable on video, but then they excel on video. Some other people are just so, very scared of video that they don't even want to touch it. You need to kind of understand where your strength lies. If you're okay with video, then you have the advantage of being able to leverage that medium. If you want to develop that skill set, and I'm talking about it like a skill set because it could be very profitable, then you could move into live video, which is a completely different space, right? And the most profitable. And if you look at regions like China is always kind of ahead of the curve in social media and things like that. They do most of their selling live. So live selling in China is like the ultimate. The influencers there make, I mean, insane amount of money, but they're very strategic with how they do their live shows, right? It's not unplanned. It's not without strategy. They're very strategic. And because of that, they're extremely profitable. For me, when you're building a community and you're engaging with people, live is the ultimate. It's like the mecca
Mm,
because you're able to answer their questions. And I will say that when it comes to, let's say, Instagram versus LinkedIn, Instagram is ahead of the curve on live because
mm,
Instagram, if we were live right now, we could bring in people that are commenting and they could come on video with us right
Mm.
now and we could answer their questions. So for me, that's a touch point where I could engage live with my community. Whereas on LinkedIn, I could just answer your question from a comment. I can't bring you on live with me and we can't have a conversation over coffee right now. And I think that that's a very, very weak point of LinkedIn, especially as a networking community. I think that if I was a CEO, I'd fix that immediately, because how are we supposed to engage with our community? That would just add a touch point. So you could do text, you could do articles. I think that understanding that people will sometimes learn through reading. So having that, people sometimes are visual. So having the images and the slide shares, that's great. But there's a large cohort of people that are not going to trust you enough and are not going to trust you enough to buy from you unless they see you on video and they see you collaborating with other people. And at the end of the day, people vote with their credit cards. So you could try that and then you could see, okay, you could ask your prospects that are coming in, where did you see me? What post did you see before reaching out? And you'll find that even though the views on your text posts and stuff will be higher, a lot of times they'll say, I saw you in that video. I remember that video. And that's
Yeah.
just because the human brain naturally will remember a video more than an image or text post.
Yeah, but it's not easy. Video content. I know it's not easy. That's why I want to ask you another question
Yeah.
about. I see like a distribution from All Growth Academy about the video. I would say campaign that you're doing it with people. So can you take us through this journey, how you're helping them, and if anybody wants to join, what you're doing exactly, and how you can help people on that point?
Yeah, so I think you're talking about the 21-day video challenge. Is that what
Yes,
you're talking?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, it's usually like coaches, solopreneurs, even we work B2B with some startups and stuff
Mm,
where they don't know where to start with building their personal brand, or they may not feel comfortable on video. And a lot of the frustration that comes with video is not knowing what to talk about on the video and not knowing how to deliver what you're talking about, because content is one thing, but I could have the cure for cancer. I could have the best content. And if I don't deliver it correctly, then nobody's going to engage with me. And
mhm.
if nobody engages with the content, then nobody's going to see it. And it's not going to be profitable for you in the end. So we deliver a framework every day. So you'll get like a template, a topic every single day. They get live coaching for 21 days. And
Mhm.
we help them, improve their video skills. And we've gotten tons of testimonials and stuff. So, yeah, and it makes a difference, because without visibility, people don't know you exist. And if people don't know you exist, then they can't pay you for what you sell.
Yeah. Last question. I know that your time is limited, but last question in my mind. I know that distributing the content is not easy,
Right.
and I know that you have built an empire of following, and even it was a great opportunity, many great opportunities that came along the way with you, with a very famous people in the industry and out of the industry itself, because of your podcast. I believe that it was one of the top 50. I believe
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
can you tell us, uh, if I want myself, if I want to have a podcast started from scratch, and I have something like what we are doing right now, which is live streaming, and I
Mhm.
want to distribute this podcast like what you're doing. How can I take this as the first step from your point of view?
Yeah, so that's how I started my podcast. All I did was repurpose my live stream. So Restream will give you like an audio download, right? And
Mhm.
then I didn't even put an intro. You're fancier than me. Um, I
Thank you.
just downloaded the audio and I would upload it to Buzzsprout. So I think it's ZZ Sprout. And then it it is about distribution. You could post a podcast, but if there's no listeners, it'll never rank. If there's no listeners, it'll never get reviews or ratings, and the written ones are the most important. So it's all about leveraging what you already have, and you have 15 episodes already. So if you would start posting one a week and start staggering it, you would be able to then do like a podcast company page and start growing that page, and then
Mm.
just bring listeners from your LinkedIn, from your thousands of followers to the podcast until it starts to gain traction on its own. But it's not really more work. You could take these same audios and then just upload it as podcast episodes so that you don't have to do double the work, and then just, promote it on your LinkedIn to bring listeners. And the way that the Apple algorithm works is if you do the back end work and message people and ask them to please listen and to please give like what they really feel as a review and stuff, you'll find that if you get like maybe 15 reviews, 20 reviews in a week, and you get just a couple hundred listeners, you'll probably rank top 100. And it's that simple.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Shanae. I know for your great values today. The last question that will come, and I think we'll be closing this episode. So, if anyone wants to connect with you about your I would say your services, what will be the best channel to connect with you after this episode?
Yeah, they could just message me on LinkedIn. I'll respond. And tomorrow I'm having a 2-hour masterclass at 2 p.m. So it's like 24 hours from now, or like 30 minutes off. But if you go to ugrow.club, www.ugrow.club, they could register for the masterclass tomorrow, or they could just message me on LinkedIn.
Okay, thank you so much, Shanae, for
Thank you
your
so much.
valuable time. I know that you were being busy. It's a pleasure having you today. And thanks also for the lovely audience. I know that the time was flying. I know that there is a lot of questions. Hopefully that we will be able to cover it after this episode. Thank you again, Shanae, and I hope that we can have another episode in another topic. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. Because the restream pairing, just let me know. And thank you so much. And you're growing, and your transformation is very inspirational. And I'm sure your community can see that. So just keep inspiring people too.
Thank you so much. Hopefully that we'll meet again. Thank you.
Okay.